Hey folks, Lee here once again. Welcome back to another video. My name is Lee McNally. Thank you for checking out my channel. I appreciate it. Thanks guys for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed my review of Blade 2. That review's on my channel now, Blade 2, if you want to check that out. And, definitely check out my channel. Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for checking out my channel. Sorry. And, if you're watching this, mention me to your family, friends, other YouTubers as well. If you want to share my channel or share my videos on your Facebook page or Instagram page, I do appreciate the support, guys. Thank you. Hope you all like my Spider-Man shirt. Yeah. Because we are talking about Spider-Man for a little bit. Some of the 90s cartoons. Now, I'm on the 2000s era of superhero movies. I've been doing Superhero Marathon on my channel. I've been on the 2000s era of superhero movies. 2000 to 2009 for superhero movies. That came out in the 2000s era, there between 2000 and 2009. Now, I was going to do review for Spider-Man 2002, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst and Dafoe. But I did want to talk about some of the 90s cartoon of Spider-Man. I didn't really grow up. That was not my really first. For people that are Spider-Man fans like me, some of them, their first time was the Raimi trilogy. That was what they grew up on. I grew up on the 90s cartoon. This anime series that came out in 1994. Now, I did see some of these episodes, there were DVDs, because this show was never, it's owned by Disney now. It was owned by Fox, now it's owned by Disney. Fox now, Disney owns Fox, I believe now, and the thing is, though, they have not released it has 5 seasons, and they've never released it, but I can watch 5 seasons on Disney Plus, which I'm going to complaining about. I'm sorry, it's like 10:30 at night, so if I sound a little tired, I'm going to try to focus my mind a little bit. But, I love this 90s cartoon Spider-Man show. This introduced me to Spider-Man. This made me a Spider-Man fan. And my dad was a Spider-Man fan too, I think, when he was a kid, so he talked me into Spider-Man, and then, had this on VHS, but now I have this on DVD. First time I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man, the Ultimate Villain Showdown. It may not be the first one, but it's just like the first one I grew up watching. This kind of introduced me to Spider-Man, and some of his villains includes, Green Goblin and Kingpin and Doc Ock are in here. And an episode of the 60s show too I grew up watching, so, yeah. Now this episode, like I said, they have DVDs like Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, Spider-Man vs. Daredevil, Spider-Man the Venom Saga, Spider-Man Return of Green Goblin. They're all just mixed up episodes throughout each of the seasons. For this one, you have 4 episodes, that is Make-A-Wish, Attack the Autobot, Into the Green Goblin, and Rocket Racer. I'm going to talk about a 60th episode too. Or Rocket Racer, yeah. Yeah, that's the last one. So it's just these 4 episodes on here from the show. But this DVD, this is a 2002, it was direct to video. It was 4 episodes from Spider-Man the Animated Series. So I'll go ahead and get to reviewing them, okay? So again, this is part of my nostalgia. It's our group for Spider-Man. This first episode came out in 1996. This episode is Make-A-Wish. It is the second episode of Season 3 of Spider-Man the Animated Series. So we'll go ahead and get into it. Like I said, this was the first thing I ever saw out of Spider-Man. It was not the 2002. The 2002 movie did come out. I do remember when that movie came out. It was a big deal, especially for me becoming a Spider-Man fan, a huge Spider-Man fan. And that became a real big deal when that movie came out. I remember the marketing was crazy for the 2002 movie. Yeah, I remember the teasers and trailers and all that stuff. Yeah, and it was quite an experiencing that movie in theaters too. Because those films were part of my childhood too, especially Spider-Man 2. That was great seeing in theaters as well. So that in a big packed theater. So anyway, yeah. Thing is, I remember just a little story about the Spider-Man 2002 movie. I remember seeing that the first one from 2002 was they used to have security at movie theaters, though. I remember this lady saying, okay, well, you know, watch the movie here. If I see anybody talking or acting up, I'm going to take you out of this movie theater. You know, they can escort you out. But we don't have security no more, or whatever that lady was back then. I don't remember. It was 2002, folks. That was almost 20 years ago, at least. That movie came out. Yeah, I think about 22 years ago, at least. 23, something like that. But anyway, back to Spider-Man series. So this episode, like I said, is called Make-A-Wish. Starts off with the episode opens up with a Hardy Foundation complex. Anastasia Harder, who was the mother of Felicia Harder, who is in love with Spider-Man. She's in love with Spider-Man. Doc Ock breaks in because they got this experiment going on. It's this Ergon Matrix laser, and Doc Ock is out there. He's like, fools! I'm gonna get it. And he's like, he's been wanting to get revenge. This is Doc Ock's maybe second time Spider-Man seeing him. You know, Peter Parker's there taking pictures. Doc Ock shows up to cause chaos to capture the Doctor, and he's like, what is he doing here? What is he doing here again? I'm like, him again. You know, they try to run out, and, you know, Jameson says, oh, you Parker, you take pictures. Like, I'm going to be here. You know, near it in his head, he's like, I want to be here, but I'm going to do more than take pictures. You know, comes Spider-Man. Before Doc Ock can attack the Doctor, the scientist, Spider-Man comes in to save him, pushes him. He's going to try to use the laser on Spider-Man, but it doesn't work. Spider-Man's able to fight back. And, yeah, he's a bit of a challenge for Spider-Man because he's got 4 tentacles that are quick and fast. You know, that's Spider-Man, so it's a bit of a challenge for Spider-Man to face him. And he runs away. He nearly, pushes through away. He goes to Mary Jane. Almost says Mary Jane's like, Mary Jane, you okay? Like, Spider-Man's like, Doc, you really made me mad. She's Doc Ock. You know, they fight more. They go fight in the lab. And they said, and Mrs. Hardy says, why couldn't you just let Spider-Man just, that's a million of equipment that'll destroy it. Years of work. Why can't Spider-Man just let him go? Because Jameson, because he's a glory hog. And, of course, Jameson, Jonah hates Spider-Man. Considers him a criminal. But Doc Ock and Spider-Man are fighting a little bit. Doc Ock accidentally, hits like a gas tank or whatever, and so supposed to be to save Doc Ock and himself. Doc Ock gets away by escaping on a boat. Spider-Man just sees what damage he was like, man, if I didn't lose my temper, I could have done that. Spider-Man, he flies away, gets trapped in water. Water, he swims away. Cops are trying to arrest him, but Spider-Man flies off, webs away. And he's like, every day I try to do good, I make mistakes, I keep slipping up. He's Jonah talking bad about Spider-Man, and he's thinking, you know what, I can't be Spider-Man no more, I'm quitting, I'm done. And he gets a note from Robert Robertson, who, supports Spider-Man, believes Spider-Man to be a hero. Always tries to show Jameson that, Spider-Man's a hero. But Jameson doesn't see it that way. But anyway, he reads this, Peter reads the note. He's like, I don't have time for a fan mail. I'm through. I'm quitting. From now on, I'm just going to look after number 1. That's me. Then he runs into the character of Madam Web. By the way, Madam Web is done better here than in the actual Madam Web movie. I'd rather watch this over the Madam Web movie. But that's just me. But he runs into Madam Web, and she's like, I know who you are, Spider-Man. He's like, I'm not Spider-Man. You are a terrible liar. The question is, who are you? Who the friends you've heard? And she tells him that Madam Web gets him trapped in a web. He takes him into this Spider-Man dimension. He's like, when your world's about to turn upside down, she tells him, I gotta require a mission of you. She's like, well, you'll find out who you are. When you do, you'll come back to me, And you must have the faith of a child. And she gives him this card, and it becomes the note that he threw away. So he goes see the little girl. Her name is Diana. Diana's like, oh, I'm a big fan of you, Spider-Man. And she's happy to see Spider-Man. Keep cute little girl, 8-year-old girl who wants to see Spidey. She tells him she's the biggest fan, and she's like, you can't quit, but after the mistake, but he tells her of his story. He said to her, I'm going to have to keep my name, my identity to myself, but I can't tell you where I came from. And this episode is one of the origins of Spider-Man. That Peter tries to get a date with this girl named Liz, but she rejects him. Flash just pushes him over. He's like, you let me get away with that, Spider-Man? Hey, I didn't have my strength. I wasn't strong as I used to be like I am now. Tells him that he wanted to see this experiment from this scientist, doctor, and he gets bitten by the spider. Peter passes out. Like, did we make you pass out, Mr. Parker? He runs there like, because he needed some fresh air, but he didn't know what to do. Passes out. He dreams about, being like a little spider. Like, he's got his head, but he's like the body of a spider. And all night sees him, flushes him down the sink. And then he wakes up again. Then he's a giant spider attacking people. Yeah, it's really bizarre and weird. But again, he's been bitten by a spider, so it's kind of messing with his mind. Wakes up, and he's walking. This car runs him over, but he jumps up. Is able to stick to the wall. And he's got the agility of a spider, the strength too, and for dark corners, and sit like a spider, like this, And he tells Dinah that, he created a suit. They did show off his powers to, like, his students, and he was in high school, but he's like, okay, we didn't do this, so he wanted to make some money, he wanted to use his powers, not to be responsible, but he was being irresponsible, let's just say. Peter was thinking making money with his powers. He tries to make money, he wrestles this guy, beats him, makes his money, and he's like, this bad guy runs over, this crook is running away stealing money, and he's like, hey, you in the suit, stop him. Like, I'm sorry, pal, I'm bleeding out for number one. I'm a wrestler, not a cop. Goodbye, done. He's like, I'm just looking out for number one to me. And he goes back to his house, finds that Uncle Ben has been shot, sadly. And he tries to go after him. And Spider-Man sees him takes off the mask, the guy's mask, and realizes, oh my gosh, the rubber guy could have stopped. And that's how he became Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man is about with great power comes with great responsibility. But since, the choices that he's had to make, he wants to quit being Spider-Man. It just becomes stressful on Peter. He says, I just need to go up and clean my head a little bit. Meanwhile, Doc Ock is talking to Kingpin, showing off his new invention, the Autobot, he calls it. He can control it by his thoughts. Doc Ock then places this spider seeker to track Spider-Man. Spider-Man takes her Tiana out for a web swing, shows her his abilities. All of a sudden, the Autobot shows up to attack, and Spider-Man fights the, Doc Ock a little bit. The Autobot's got him. He talks a lot about, he makes a distraction, says something to him. He's like, what, you second rate, Doc Ock? Someone beat you, like, I will not involved in this. Before Spider-Man, revs him up, attacks him, Doc Ock, passes him out with gas. Tiana sees this, and she gets on Doc Ock's truck. Even though Doc Ock first, was like, where's your little friend at? But he doesn't tell him. But he passes out Spider-Man anyway, like I said before. Spider-Man ends up having amnesia. Yeah. And the episode ends there. Then we get to the next one, that is Attack of the Autobot. He's able to paralyze Spider-Man's body by using his invention on him. He's working for Kingpin, helping to with this lady. I guess he has a deal going on with Kingpin. Who is Wilson Fisk? Kingpin is like the big crime boss in town. As Wilson Fisk, he's like an official good businessman, but as Kingpin, he's able to control all the crime in the city. But he tries to keep the identity safe. His identity safe, especially from Spider-Man. Anyway, Doc Ock tells him, I got Spider-Man. He's like, he will be in full service to the Kingpin. And he's like, not as you think. Because Doc Ock decides to make Spider-Man's partner. He's like, Spider-Man, don't you remember me? Don't you know who I am? I was like, no, I don't know who you are. Spider-Man had, like I said, has amnesia. And Doc is like, well, maybe you take off your mask and his spider senses go up. He's like, no, I'll leave it on. I thought, my friend, come on, rest. We've got to go do some crime later. Okay, Doc. But he's convinced, though, when, he sees a video of J. Jonah Jameson bad. He's like, okay, I get it, that guy hates me. Okay. And then Doc, I believe Spidey talks to himself, says, well, shit. Well, wait a minute. I don't even know who am I? He takes off the mask, sees his Peter Parker face, and he's like, who am I? I don't know who I am. And he's just confused. Tanya tries to go get help. She just, goes to this theater, but no one's help her. Cops try to take her in, get her home, but she says, but they won't listen to her because she's 8 years old, so I think she's probably just making up stories. She meets this woman named Mouse, who's a cab driver, and she tells Mousy sees her in her car, sneaking hiding in her taxi. And she tells her, don't you tell me, but I need to owe you a little girl. Well, I need to be on one little girl. She tells her that Spider-Man said, like, when she shows her where to go, and she's like, oh my god, you're right, Spider-Man's driving the car, the van. Again, he's trying to recover the Matrix laser, trying to steal it. Meanwhile, you also have Mary Jane, who was in the beginning of the show somewhat. When she first met Peter, they date, and eventually they broke up, and now she's kind of going out with Harry Osborn. But sometimes she'll visit, because she almost, I think, like, Mary Jane was always like the girl next door with her Aunt Anna, I think that's her name, Aunt Anna, and Aunt May's of course worried about Peter, especially since they told J. Jonah Jameson about it, and J. Jonah Jameson, of course, is busy would do anything to make Spider-Man a criminal. And like that rat, Spider-Man and Doc Ock go 5 pieces of laser. Doc Ock fights the bad guys off while he's distracting Spider-Man able to sneak in and steal a piece of it, of the arsenal laser piece that they need for it. Doc Ock, did you say squeeze? Doc Ock fights, which is cool. He runs into Tiana, who follows. She accidentally runs over a laser beam alarm, trips an alarm, and Spider-Man gets them out by event. And all the cops come after him, security guards come after him. He's like, Spider-Man jokes and says, boys, I'm sure you're all wondering why I called this meeting. And all of a sudden Doc Ock shows up. He does like Spider-Man over, but, not really on purpose. He uses Spider-Man to help him commit crimes. But anyway, steals it, they get out of there. They're driving, Spider-Man has a memory of Madam Web, looking at him, was like, remember, and he's like, he wrecks on the road, was like, did you forget how to drive? But if they tell Jonah about it, Jonah considered criminals, so they're trying to find out where they're going now. So, Mousy's able to get her cab drivers, that she's worked with to help out, because they at least owe Spider-Man like she does, so they decide to help out. Mousy ends up getting kidnapped because they try to, go commit another crime. Spider-Man can't remember which time. He has his memory, but his head's hurting. So they capture Mousy, and she's able to call for backup, Tiana. He's like, she thinks the world of you. You can't let the little girl down. So, but Doc Ock tells Spider-Man, Mousy's not used to them, so get rid of her. And he's like trying to remember, he's like, must I do everything myself? Spider-Man does remember her, and he's like, I can't remember her. You know, but he's like, Tiana, and then he remembers her, he's like, Tiana. He's like, I remember you, Tiana. She's like, Spider-Man, he gives her a hug, and he's back to being who he is. And Spider-Man has briefly a fight with Doc Ock. Tiana's able to, you know, get the head machine and control the Octopod and say Spider-Man. And Doc Ock's like, I've been defeated by a child? You know, Doc Ock is going to prison. He takes Tiana back home after thanking the cab drivers for their help. You know, thanking Tiana for remembering who he is, and that with great power comes with great responsibility. I think that's the lesson of the story here. And with that, though, he tells Tiana, you know, before he sends her back home to go to sleep, to send her to bed, she's like, can you do one favor for me? You know, anything for you, Tiana, because of what you've done for me. He's like, can you take your mask? No, I can't. To take off his mask. But he's like, well, alright. And Spider-Man takes off his mask, and of course, Peter Parker, you know, they have a little hugging moment here. They hug, he's like, it is you, I just knew it was you, Peter. I love you, Spider-Man, Peter. You know, I'll always keep your secret until the day I die. He's like, thank you, Tiana, so much. Yeah. You know, the rest of the man web tells them they have work to do. And I was like, well, you know what? It's all because of a little girl who remember who I am and why I do this. You know, it's all the, you know, of a little girl who's a better hero than I'll ever be. Yeah. But yeah, great episode. Yeah. Alright, got two more, and that is... Next is Enter the Green Goblin. This is the first time we see Green Goblin. And I think the show had the Hobgoblin at first, voiced by Mark Hamill. You know. Well, so I think this is the first time the show deals with the Green Goblin. This is the fourth episode of Season 3. I do think in the show Norman Osborn kind of helped give Hobgoblin's weapons. It's where Hobgoblin came from is Oscorp. But we open it up with Norman Osborn and a scientist named Morgan Storm. They're trying to wreck a new chemical weapon. They've been working 18 hours and they'll keep doing it. He has these meetings with the board of directors, stockholders like Anastasia Hardy, Wilson Fisk, J. Jonah Jameson. You know, he puts to Princess Daily Bugle about it. J. Jonah, exposed him to creating chemical weapons that can be dangerous happen, and his job is on the line. Basically his life is on the line. You know, he's also being threatened by Kingpin, who's telling him to do it. You know, I'm thinking he knows Fisk is Kingpin, and since he's being threatened and his company, everything that Norman holds dear, you know, the love of his son, you know, if that could be ruined for him, Osborn could be ruined because of creating these chemical weapons. So he's very stressed out about it. He's like, we gotta get done. And he's like, no, you're adding too much. An explosion happens. Spider-Man is like, that's Oscorp. Spider-Man flies over, saves Dark Storm. And they trust him. He's like, Osborn. Except Harry shows up. He's like, somebody's like, I gotta get you out of here, Harry. He's like, Dad. And they assume that Osborn is dead. That Norman Osborn died. Harry goes talking to the board meeting. He's like, dude, my dad died because of you, and I'm going to do everything to prove it against you. So he starts to work on that. And he is angry, pissed. Even Peter tries to talk to him, thanks to Mary Jane, trying to talk to him about it, even though the relationship didn't work out. And they do end up with a relationship a little later on in the show, but anyway. With that, Harry's pissed, angry and very upset. And, trying to blame them on it, tries to see if he can get some evidence on them. he holds them responsible for it. Which in a way, yeah, they are responsible for what happened. Basically, Warner plays him. Kingpin tells Storm that he wants him to. Dr. Storm is the one that Norman decides that Norman was working with to continue it, even after this. He doesn't care if Norman's really dead or not. He just cares about, the Kingpin is always about getting that power, and he'll do whatever it takes, even murder. He doesn't care. Kingpin is a murderer. Yeah. Meanwhile, one of the board members gets kidnapped by Green Goblin, as you can assume. You just see Goblin just laughing and running by. He grabs another guy. Eventually, Johnny gets kidnapped. You just see another board member. He's like Goblin was laughing. Then he gets J. Jonah Jameson, and Spider-Man season was like this. What, the Hobgoblin? Alright, Hobgoblin. The Hobgoblin, no. I'm not the Hobgoblin. He didn't grab Spider-Man like this. He's very strong. I mean, Goblin has strength. He's like this. First of all, I'm the Green Goblin. Not that you lived long enough to notice it. Takes off. He was able to get away. And he shows his weapon, but Goblin destroys his web shooters. Which Spider-Man, I forgot to mention he did introduce that to Tanya in the episode Make-A-Wish episode where, he makes organic web shooters for his webs, but Goblin destroys that by crushing his hands, his arms. So Spider-Man has to get that fixed. He goes to Oscorp to find out how Green Goblin came from that. He sees, that Harry's there. He says these are blueprints for, Goblin masks and stuff, for Goblin's equipment. And he's like, Harry? Is it, could it be true? Again, his friend is Goblin. And then, Goblin eventually kidnaps Kingpin himself. And he's like, I can hold you, big boy. Spider-Man still counterintuitively tells her, you know what, you may not be fast enough. This kidnapper moves quickly too. Spider-Man hurries to Felicia's Hardy's apartment, but Spider-Man goes off. He's got him. So Spider-Man tries to choke Goblin while he's got Mrs. Hardy until they go to Felicia. He's like, you can't save both of them. Spider-Man throws them both off. He saves Felicia. He's like, what about my mother? He's like, Goblin took her. He's like, I will save her. Well, Kingpin is the last one to be stolen. And Mary Jane, Peter Parker goes back to his house. Mary Jane's there, tells him that she's worried about, what if he's used that anger about hate and he's become this monster? I got to help him. He puts his spider tracer in her pocket without knowing it. And follow hers as follows her. Can't even talk right. Follows her, and of course, she's at Oscorp. She runs and then Goblin's like, no, who knows that? Goblin kidnaps her. Spider-Man thinks so the Tracer's able to follow them back to Goblin's lair. Goblin goes out, he's planning to get revenge on them. He's like, revenge for who's done wrong to Norman Osborn. For justice is blind, no longer. He's like, well, your personal ego. Spider-Man shows up and knocks Green Goblin out. Green Goblin like shoots these flitters at him, to hypnotize him. Yep. Follows her. Follows her, and of course, she's at Oscorp. She runs and then Goblin's like, no, who knows that? several further crimes against Norman Osborn when Spider-Man comes to save them. That is J. Jonah Jameson, Anastasia Hardy, and Wilson Fisk, aka who is the Kingpin. Spider-Man saves them. Spider-Man gets into a submarine, which, J. Jonah drives, and Spider-Man continues on fighting with Goblin until, until this bomb goes up, or missile goes up, Kingpin shooting, and he's like, we gotta rid both those were those freaks. Of course, Kingpin get, Fisk this opportunity to get rid of Spider-Man, and Goblin too, but mostly Spider-Man. But Spider-Man goes back for the Green Goblin. He gets trapped in the debris, and Spider-Man takes up his mask like, Norman Osborn? He's like, no, not me, Norman Osborn, Norman Osborn's dead. And again, when he became Goblin, during the explosion, he had sprayed with the gas, and when he did, the Goblin was born. So it's like they split personality. Norman is still there, but just in a subconscious kind of way. Split personality. Yeah, whatever you want to call that. And he's like this, I need my mask. It represents evil, the very thing you should hate. It's like this, I need my mask. Oh, give it to me. And he tries to, Goblin does, I forgot to mention, through some pumpkin bombs at him. Tries to put another one at him when he's on mask this morning. But, it doesn't work, and the judge was like, stop sharing me. Need my strength. And slowly he goes back to being Norman. And Spider-Man gets rid of the Goblin, goes in the water. They meet up with Harry. Spider-Man's trying to get out of there before they drown to death to their doom. Harry shows up, gets him out of there. And he's like, who? Norman Osborn is really alive. At the conference, announcing that he's becoming no longer manufacturer of the chemical weapon. So Wilson Fisk step forward and agrees to it. That it's only temporary, though. And he wants Harry to run the company with him. She thinks, that you're a good friend, Tiger. She goes, Peter, Tiger. And in the show, Mary Jane is a Spitfire. She can handle herself. Or she gets herself in a dangerous situation, but she can handle herself, which is what I like about the character. But after she gives a kiss on the cheek, he's thinking to himself, he's lucky to have you. And then Felicia's like, Peter, if you see Spider-Man, give him this, please, because he takes pictures of Spider-Man. So but they don't know that he's Spider-Man. Later that night, but he goes to Felicia Hardy's apartment. He's like, what did you want me to see me for? And she's like, to thank you for saving my mother, for always being there. She, kind of takes off his mask, well, not a little bit, just up to here, this mouth, and, gives him a kiss. And the episode ends there. So it's into the Green Goblin. Just one more episode, y'all, and I'll be done. Well, just two more, technically. Next episode is called Rocket Racer. This is the 5th episode of Season 3. After their kiss, though, so Peter's like, I'm sorry, Felicia, I'm sorry. But Spider-Man can't have a girlfriend. It's just too much of a risk. She's like, I understand. And all of a sudden a crime happens. Get this thing called the Big Will that is robbing a bank. Spider-Man fights these henchmen able to wipe them down. They try to shoot at him, and but they get away because his web shooters, organic shooters, run out. Then you meet this kid named Robert, who's there, and he's just a skateboard kid. He was a kid that did some bad stuff. Was a real bad kid, committed some crimes, but he's trying to make he's trying to change, trying to do better now. He sees this and he gets caught by the cops, gets arrested. And his mom is stressed out about it. His mother is stressed out about it. Oh, I forgot to say, speaking of mothers, Happy Mother's Day. Or the Mother's Day to you, all you mothers out there. They think that he stole it, but he tells his mom, maybe I'll become a criminal. Maybe I'll just become a criminal. No, son, I'm not going to become a criminal. That would destroy me, Robert. He's like, okay, Mom, I'm sorry. The next day, Peter, who's also working for the Hardy Foundation as a tutor. He works with Felicia, tries to make it with her, tries to ask her, he's like, Parker, that's sweet, but I'm sorry, but there's somebody else saying she's talking about Spider-Man, of course. She's like, what? Yeah, but he does have an attraction to Felicia Hardy, but she doesn't like Peter Parker. She likes Spider-Man. But only like if she pulled off his whole mask, she probably would have known. That would have been a different story. Yeah. She does become Black Cat a little later on, I think, in season 2. But, here's a guy named Jason Phillips, voiced by Mark Hamill, who was, giving money to the foundation, tons of money to the good amount of money, and he asked floats for the Felicia, asked her out. Peter's like, yeah. Sorry. But later Robert's up with his mom at the grocery store. These crooks break in, push Robert down, and Peter tries to talk to him, but he doesn't want to listen. He's like, he's making a big mistake. If he thinks science is not, getting an education is not a good thing, I got to show him that is the way. Robert, goes skateboarding, goes to him, he's like, watch your punk, and he follows them. He steals their technology. These are the crooks that have the big wheel. And he becomes this kid rocket racer. He's like, I'll be a colonel. He's got like a red suit, kind of like the suit here he wears. Realizes what he's doing is wrong. He's like, well, I can't go a colonel. I can't do this. Cops try to chase him. He nearly gets himself killed by getting, shot to, close to an elevator. He tells people to back off like he's on tap, but he's not. So he just, the smoke and onto what the bad guys realize is because they're doing it. Yeah, that was a big wheel, has a camera in there so they see that what he's done. Spider-Man, he does lose Spider-Man in the chopper, but Spider-Man puts a trace on him. Tells him like, come on man, we had a fend for ourselves. I have no choice to be criminal, I have no choice to do this. I bet you when you take over the mask, but all of a sudden, Robert's mom looks on the TV with his costume on. He's like, oh my god, Robert, tries to go there, but the bad guys realize who Robert is, so they decide to go get him, get their revenge on him. Felicia tells them about it. They go try to run, but the bad guys show up, the big boy shows up. Felicia, gets in her car, they run. He's like, you can't outrun the big wheel, so he has a chase him with the wheel, which is really cool. I do like his rocket skateboard, that is pretty cool. Spider-Man tries to fight with these guys, fights with these guys using his weapon stuff, which is cool. However, Spider-Man catches Big Will, because him and, Parker Racer come up with a plan. They save him. Well, they destroy the machine, and the guy gets arrested. He's like, so having an education is important. And then he says to mom, he's like, I just can't go through it. I'm not a criminal, mom. I'm not a crook. Gives his mom a hug. He helps Robert at the end with the crooks. He try to mess with his mom in his mom's store. Spider-Man takes him down. And he's like, let's just say, with Robert, the big bro turned his life into, drove his life in a new direction, if you know the pun I'm talking about. So Spider-Man, was good to hang around when you need him. Then that Felicia goes on a date. Spider-Man realizes that it's just time to let Felicia go. That he can really never be with her. It's going to be hard to let you go, and then he, web swings off. Just continues web swinging, and the episode ends there. So that was a fun episode. Alright guys, just one more thing to talk about, that is the 60s episode, The Origin of Spider-Man. And this episode is from 1967, or I'm sorry, no, it's actually 1968, I think, when this episode aired. 1968, yeah, there was a 60s cartoon for the 90s. I think there was a Spider-Man 70s TV series, which I've never seen. But anyway, this episode is called The Origins of Spider-Man. Yeah. This is The Origins of Spider-Man. Peter, you have the opening, you see in the New York school, the school in New York. You see these guys trying to answer these girls up, but they won't budge. That's all three of them, they won't split up. So they try to, they see Peter Parker, try to get him to go. Peter Parker's like, they call him a bobo. Peter's like, no, I gotta go do this science stuff. See this experiment. He does. This fire gets radioactive. It bites Peter. He's like, oh, I don't feel very well. Peter goes out, he bumps the guy, punches him. He doesn't feel the punch. He punches this light post, knocks it down. He's like, how did I do that with one fist? He almost gets hit by a car. So he jumps up. He's like, I'm climbing like a human spider. He flies up, jumping around a little bit. I like the music too. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever Spider-Man spins the web in a show, just like that. Hey there comes the Spider-Man in the chill of night, in the scene of crime. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Love that song. But throughout the song, you get this, where he's flying, he realizes, he can get into business with his powers, use it for that, use it to make money. Again, being irresponsible, he's a teenager. In the 60s cartoon, Spider-Man sounds like an adult man, like almost a 40-year-old man instead of a teenager, But he's able to create these organic webs. He's like, and I'll be called Spider-Man, he's got the deep voice. He takes up, he's seen web swinging, but I do like part of the web swinging. The background, the animation, I think is really good. You get the music, really good music score in my opinion. He goes, tells him, you run business for me. I'll be your good showman. And Spider-Man flies off. He's like, throws a cigarette out of his mouth. Spidey, goes into business and he sees the crook is running. Before he goes start to the businessman, he's like, look, I'm not going to push me around anymore. That's not my problem. Not my problem. Later, after talking to the show businessman, about trying to make money for himself, he doesn't have no wrestling match or anything. He goes home. He's like, Uncle Ben, and the officer tells him, comes out to Peter's like, what's going on? And the cop tells him that his Uncle Ben has been shot, murdered. And he's like, Uncle Ben, no. Spider-Man tries to fly to go say, he's like, I know how to catch him. He's like, you're not going to get away from Spider-Man. He, webs the gun and the bag, the guy like this. He's a spider, I'm getting out of here. And then Spider-Man goes, this is for the man you killed. And he punches him. He's like, oh no, it's the bank robber. No, it's the guy that I could have stopped before. So I don't know if I would have stopped him. Uncle Ben is dead because of me. He's like, Spider-Man, he's like, this face this guy for the rest of his life. Spider-Man would never devour from his responsibility again. Spider-Man says, that with great power comes great responsibility. And Spider-Man will always be there to protect and, always take on evil with great power, because with great power comes great responsibility. A greater responsibility. And he learns that lesson very harshly. Especially, dealing with the death of Uncle Ben. But, and that's it. Alright. So that was Spider-Man, the Ultimate Villain Showdown. It's a fun little cartoon, I love the 90s cartoon. It's so fun to watch. It was a real big part of my childhood. I was for myself. Sorry. For Spider-Man, the Ultimate Villain Showdown. Definitely a classic. Love the 90s cartoon. I really wish that the whole series was out on DVD. It's always a fun show to watch. Fun to see Spider-Man Nash. They really have good stories. I did have some issues with the end of season 5, but I'm not going to get into that. It's around almost seasons, but someday if Disney will put the show on DVD, I will talk more about the show someday on the channel. But I'm just going to talk about the mixed up episodes now that I have on DVD with me. I did review The Return of Green Goblin and the Venom Saga. They're on my channel, and so with these other ones too, but for now, hope you all enjoyed my review of Spider-Man Ultimate Villain Showdown. The animation I think holds up really good. It's good animation for time. Some of it looks good, especially in the 60 cartoon, but it's still good for what it is. It's got a good story now, like that Spider-Man here learns that with great power becomes great responsibility, and that's what Spider-Man does, what he does, because that's what Spidey is about, you know. Stan Lee, late Stan Lee, you know, you get an interview with him in here too, you know, about Spider-Man. That with great power comes great responsibility. That's what Spider-Man is about. But anyway, I'm going to rate the Ultimate Villain Showdown. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars, because some of the animation doesn't hold up, but I'm going to say my rating for this still is 4 out of 5 stars. Even though Kingpin's in here, by the way, he's not really like a main villain like Green Goblin. I mean, he's there in the episodes, but he's not really. He's more of a side villain. So if you were thinking that he's going to be a main villain, no, it's just Green Goblin and Doc Ock. But again, Doc Ock and Green Goblin are some of Spider-Man's best foes in my opinion. So it's great to see them here. What they do to the story. My favorite episodes were Enter the Green Goblin and Make a Wish. And Attack the Robots, those were really good episodes. Rocket Racer was good for the episodes. And I do like the origins, the original Spider-Man from the 60s cartoon. That was really good in my opinion. But anyway, guys, tell me in the comments down below if you've seen the 90s cartoon, if you have this on VHS or DVD, if you've seen Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown, and what do you think of the 90s Spider-Man TV series in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? And have you seen Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown? If you're a Spider-Man fan, like a huge Spider-Man fan like I am, I highly recommend get this. I bought this on Amazon. Definitely get it on Amazon. You should get it for a good price. If you're a Spider-Man fan, trust me, it is worth having. Or if you have kids and they're getting into Spider-Man, introduce them to the 90s cartoon. It was a good introduction for me when I was a kid. It's what made me a Spider-Man fan. Yours truly here. And, but that's Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown. So guys, tell me in the comments down below if you've seen these episodes. What do you think of the meter? And again, my rating for this Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown is 4 out of 5 stars and a thumbs up for this. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, I want to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day and happy birthday to me. Yes, tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be turning 31 tomorrow. Well, actually, almost here in an hour. Well, it's 15 right now. So I'm about to turn 31 right now in a while. But anyway, guys, I think I'll be getting ready for bed soon. Yeah, it's late. I will probably be doing a video tomorrow. I don't know. On Monday, maybe. If I don't, folks. Again, I might just want to relax tomorrow. I like to relax on my birthday, but that's just me. But guys, I got plenty of time to do other videos, guys. I'm not quitting YouTube. I am not. So, but guys, the next Spider-Man review, yes, got 2 more Spider-Man 90s cartoon to talk about, DVDs to talk about. So this was the Ultimate Villain Showdown. Next. Next will be Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock. And this will be before getting to the 2002 movie as well. The 90s cartoon I want to talk about first. Yeah. But guys, hope you look forward to this. Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock. This will be next. Sorry for the word, but Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, this will be next. Let me know, guys, in the comments down below if you grew up with watching the 90s show. And if you ever had this on VHS like I did, or DVD, if you have this on DVD, if you grew up watching this, what do you think of Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown? Again, 4 out of 5 stars is my rating for Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown, and a thumbs up. So, a good introduce way to introduce the Green Goblin too. But Spider-Man the Ultimate Villain Showdown, awesome, a lot of good episodes in here to watch. So, definitely recommend it. And stay tuned for next, for Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock. We'll get into more episodes. And I'll definitely talk about, another 60s episode 2 on here, the power of Dr. Octopus. So, and some episodes from Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock. So, Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, this will be next. So stay tuned for that. So guys, see you then. Swinging my way out of here. But thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. But have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.